Iron Man, Batman, Superman. Comic book characters have become quite popular as Disney and Warner Brothers have brought them to the big screen. Comics haven't always been popular though. Their popularity has been a roller coaster as they've adapted and changed with the times, leading to their silver screen status of today. June of 1938 began the golden age of comics when Superman first appeared in Action Comics number 1. Created by Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster, his success inspired other publishers to create their own superheroes, or to copy Superman for their own profit.
According to Comic Book Century by Stephen Krensky, World War II created a surge in comic book sales, as superheroes also went to war fighting the Nazis and Japanese. However, these sales faded once the war ended.
Following this period, in the Silver Age, which saw a revival of old heroes and creations of new heroes who were primarily science fiction based. During this time, DC Comics created the Justice League, whose success prompted Timely Comics, former name of Marvel Comics, writer Stan Lee to produce a team to match it. His response was the Fantastic Four. This team was different from previous comics because the characters bickered and the Thing, a superhero in the group, didn't actually want his powers. These elements were never before seen in comics. However, during this time, Frederick Wortham, a psychiatrist, wrote a book called The Seduction of the Innocents, saying comics were the cause of juvenile delinquency. This prompted the creation of the Comic Book Code, which put strict rules on comic books content, making them a lot cheesier. Batman, who is known for his dark, brooding nature, was often shown with a smile. According to Comic Book Nation by Bradford W. Wright, the Silver Age ended in 1970, starting the Bronze Age, when writers started to write stories that were more realistic and on actual social issues. Green Arrow's sidekick was struggling with heroin addiction, the Hulk was a victim of child abuse, Iron Man was an alcoholic, and in a story, the Green Lantern was accused of being a racist. The comic book code began to lose its influence during this time. According to many, including Ron Goulart, writer of Comic Book Culture, the next age, known as the Modern Age, began in 1986 with the debut of two comics, the first being Watchmen, which was made into a movie in 2009, along with the comic The Dark Knight Returns. This comic had a grittier and darker feel, with an old Batman coming out of retirement to stop the growing violence in Gotham City. Many of its elements can be seen in the movie Batman vs. Superman. The 2000s saw the quick rise of the comic book movie because of the advancement in special effects. In 2000, Bryan Singer created X-Men and was followed up by Sam Raimi's Spider-Man in 2002. These movies set the tone for future movies with their urban realism and advanced special effects. Batman Begins, directed by Christopher Nolan in 2005, pushed for even more realism, using very little computer-generated effects. The 2010s saw the beginnings of larger comic book universes where characters interacted in each other's movies. This being started with Marvel's Avengers and followed up by Avengers 2, cementing them as the top company in the movie scene. However, DC started its own universe with Batman vs. Superman in 2016. The movie universes will only get bigger with their success and popularity, and comic book history continues. We can only sit back and watch as this exciting future unfolds before us.